Good afternoon, everybody. JT coming to you live one more time this Thursday afternoon for Support Local LKN. I am happy to be here today with Melinda, the owner of Nailed It DIY Studio in downtown Mooresville. Good afternoon, Melinda. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Very well, very well. Thank you so much for coming out and talking to us today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Tell us a little bit about, for anybody that might not be familiar, tell us a little bit about what Nailed It DIY Studio is all about.
Yeah, so I think the first thing is not everybody knows what DIY is. So DIY is do it yourself. We are a local studio in downtown Mooresville, located right across from the Charles Mack Center. And we offer a variety of projects that you will come in. Most of them are wood-based. We do have some canvas and a few other different mediums, but you'll get your piece of wood. You'll go back to our sanders. You'll sand it. You'll pick the paint technique. You'll pick your stencil. The whole process takes between an hour, depending on the size of your project, and you will leave with something that looks like you purchased it in a store.
That's really cool. So lots of designs to choose from, I would assume?
Hundreds of designs, and we do custom work as well, which really makes it kind of an endless amount of possibilities. So we have a lot of people, if they can't find exactly what they want in our design book, they may find something on Pinterest, or they may have something for a special event coming up, like a wedding or a baby shower or something of that nature. And so they'll send us a picture or a general idea, and then we can lay out that custom work, get their approval, and you'll come in and do the same process as if you picked it out of the design book.
Awesome. So now that would be, I understand that people were able to come in, but as you know, we're currently trying to follow orders that the governor has laid out. What kind of offerings do you have now? Let's say somebody's really interested in it and may want to, either they have children at home, they're trying to do something maybe to create as a creative outlet, or they just want to do it for themselves. What can you offer them now?
So we do have our design book still available. So if you've been in the studio in the past, or you've done this type of work prior, if you see something in the design book that you feel confident enough that you can create at home, you can go ahead and place that order online. We'll get everything ready. We have 2 to 3 pickup windows every week for people to come in and get those orders. But if you're not feeling quite like, I haven't done this before, I'm not real sure, I just want to test the waters, we have a variety of different, what we call take and make projects. So the designs are slightly simpler. You get 2 to 3 paints with each design, depending on the size. We've got, here's just a few. We have the 5.5-inch block, which have been really popular with kids. We've had a lot of parents say that now that they're homeschooling and taking on that second role as teacher, they use this as kind of like the arts and crafts or the creative outlet for kids. Right. So we've got these in like 15, 16 different designs. They're about $8 on the website. We have bookmarks as well that are at that same price point. And then from there, the projects get a little bit larger. So this is like a 9x7. This is kind of appealing more to that tween age. And there have been some adults, or certain designs that fit the decor that they prefer this size. This one is $18.50. We have the 18-inch plank, which is really popular in studio, especially when people are just trying us out. They're not sure either of our abilities or of their abilities, or a little bit of both. So they'll go for this 18-inch plank. There's a variety of designs of these too. There's probably about 10 or so, and these are $25 under the take and make option. And then we have a little bit larger still. These are the 9x12s. These are $32. There's a variety of hand wash type themes right now, because obviously that's quite popular, but there's some other more generic designs as well. And these, there's probably about a dozen of those online. Again, these are $32. We've had a number of ladies that have either scheduled private parties here at the studio that they obviously can't do right now, or they're just looking for some girl time with 5, 6, 7, 8 girlfriends, and they'll each purchase one of these, and then similar to this meeting, they'll do like a Zoom call, and they'll have like their virtual party at home.
Right, that's really cool. And you supply pretty much everything. So as far as brushes, paints, colors, they can choose all that ahead of time, correct?
Yes, and that all of those selections are made online. So depending on what size you pick, it determines the different choices of paint that you'll get in terms of numbers. Some come with 2, some come with 3. Some we have bundles that are online now. Those are $50, and those are more geared toward adults, but you get a tea towel, you get a small serving tray, and then you get this size project as well. So those come with an actual paint palette. You're picking like 5 or 6 different colors that have been professionally matched for you already.
Right.
But you'll get your wood, you'll get your stencil, your paints. If you need brushes, you'll get the brushes, you'll get the sponges for stenciling, and all of the instructions for each piece.
Excellent, excellent. So let's say hopefully once we all get the green light here in hopefully a few short weeks, if somebody wants to book a party to come in or things like that, can they actually buy gift cards from you now?
Yes.
Maybe use in the future?
Yeah, so our gift cards, you can purchase them online and they never expire. I've never understood why businesses do that or charge you if you don't use it within a certain amount of time. So we do have gift cards online, never expire. You can go ahead and book private parties. We can do kids parties. You can book your studio time. All of that is available to you online for whenever things start to settle down or whenever you feel like you're more comfortable getting out into what I quote unquote call our normal life, whatever that once was. So we're starting to see some bookings that are hitting in mid-May, some parties that are booking throughout the summer and into early fall.
Excellent, excellent. I know we said you're located right in downtown Mooresville. What's the best way for someone to reach out if they're interested in trying to line this up? What's the best way to reach you?
Well, if you're interested in making an order, you can go ahead and visit the website, which is mooresville.naileditdiy.com. And you'll see a graphic bar right there that says take and make. And you'll click on it and it'll show you all of the different options. And there's additional ones that I didn't show you today. Like there's a kids tic-tac-toe board that goes for $30 in multiple different designs. And then those bundles that I mentioned as well have been quite popular. I would say to reach us, typically I prefer to talk to people and I would tell them to call the studio, but with our limited hours right now, I would say the best way to reach us is either email, which is mooresvillestudio@naileditdiy.com, or we're on social media. You can find us on Instagram and you can find us on Facebook.
Wonderful, wonderful. And again, just having that creative outlet, the small projects, it's a very reasonable price. And even for a mom to get back a little bit of sanity, mom or a dad, it's out there looking at, hey, I've got to do something with these kids. All right, that's a great way to do it. And I think, that it's a wonderful outlet for them that's still available. And that's what we want to make note of here is that these are things that are still available for you to go through Nailed It DIY Studio. Go ahead and line this up, pick up your project. Bring it home, even for a girls' night, something like that. Have yourselves a Zoom meeting. Grab a couple bottles of wine, get yourself some projects, and try to get that social aspect as well.
Mm-hmm. And if you have family that live close to this area, because we're not doing delivery yet, but for pickup purposes of the current state of not having the studio open, we have, aside from that girls' night, but kind of thinking on that same wavelength, we've had a number of people that will do the virtual meeting, but they'll do it like with the kids, with the parents, with the grandparents, with the cousins, because there is a project that applies to each of those different age groups. And I have a 4-year-old, and there are some things that I just have to tolerate because he enjoys them, and I will do that because I love him. And there's certain things he has to tolerate, like watching the news at night before Peppa Pig. But this is really cool because there's something that applies to everybody, and everybody can enjoy it together.
Right, and that's great, and it's nice to still have that creative ability, that they can pick up and do as a family, or again, just for added socialization in a time where we don't get very much of it, to be honest. So thank you so much for being there for the community. We appreciate you so very much. One more time, what's the best way to get in touch with you?
I would say website, and you can email us at mooresvillestudio@naileditdiy.com.
Beautiful. Melinda, thank you so very much for being with us today, taking time out of your busy day. We greatly appreciate it. One more time, it's Melinda with us with Nailed It DIY Studio right here in downtown Mooresville. We'll be sure to be posting all of her information underneath the video, so please feel free to share it. We look forward to your feedback, and we'll be coming at you again live, hopefully within about another 24 hours with another great local business. Melinda, thank you so much again. Wish you nothing but the very best.
Thank you, guys.
Have a great one.
Bye.